Well, joining me now live in our Cape Town studio is Linton Rensburg, spokesperson for Working on Fire, to discuss the situation in Canada, where South African firefighters have gone on strike. Linton, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, good afternoon.
Now, Linton, what was the pay deal between Working on Fire and Canada?
Well, firstly, as part of the agreement we had with our firefighters, it was agreed that our firefighters would receive 600 Rand a day whilst they're in Canada. But on top of that, they will continue to receive the stipend that they have or that they get in terms of the Working on Fire program. And that stipend in South Africa ranges anything from 100 to 650 Rand per day. So obviously for us as Working on Fire, it's a massive disappointment the past 48 hours. We have now sent a management team to Canada. They are scheduled to arrive this evening, obviously to make sure that our firefighters are engaged with and that we put in place the necessary plans to get our firefighters home safely.
Now, before they left for Canada, was everybody in agreement regarding the salary situation?
The deployment to Canada was started as long back as April, when we had a national training camp. We had fire authorities, instructors from Canada over that taught our firefighters about the use of the Canadian equipment. As part of what we did also, we had extensive engagement with our firefighters. We spoke to them about the agreement in place and the contract, and every single firefighter agreed to and signed a contract. I think we must understand, and this is the point we want to make, Working on Fire is an expanded public works program. It's about creating work opportunities for young men and women. And for us, it was not about the money. For many of our firefighters, it was not about the money. It is a life-changing experience. But most importantly, we're providing an important service to Canada. They did not have the necessary firefighting resources anymore, that were exhausted as a result of the multiple fires in Alberta. So we responded to this call all in good faith. And I think from our side, Working on Fire, obviously a massive disappointment. Our main priority, as I said, is to make sure that we have our management team get to our firefighters and then put in place the necessary plans to get our firefighters back to South Africa. I also want to add, Working on Fire has got a long history of going on international deployments where we assist the international community. This has never happened before, and obviously it's a huge disappointment to us as an organization.
Are all the firefighters there coming home now?
The agreement is that the demobilization plan is that every firefighter will all be returning home as soon as possible.
Now, we don't have much time left, but I do want to ask you quickly, do you not think this will reflect badly on South Africa and prevent us from being invited to help again?
Well,
or asked to help, rather.
Well, certainly, I think, it's a massive disappointment to us, certainly to the country. But I think we will get through this. I think it is important that, we sit down and understand what went wrong here. Also make sure that, we build our reputation. South Africa is a strong country, and I certainly believe as Working on Fire, as a country as a whole, that we will get through this. Importantly, though, is to make sure that, and we're going to have a series of engagements through our South African government with the authorities in Canada, and make sure that, I think, once our firefighters are back home, we try and understand what went wrong here.
Thank you, Linton. We'll have to leave it there. Thanks for joining me. That was Working on Fire's Linton Rensburg live here in our Cape Town studio.